Zelim Nel, SA Rugby Magazine editor, Mark Keohane. It's Vodacom URC. We're getting to the crunch time. 2 more rounds to go, then we're into the playoffs. Massive game in Cape Town, in Durban, in Pretoria. Not such a massive one at Emirates Ellis Park where the Lions will play Benetton. That's the also Rands. It's not so in Cape Town. We're going to get to the Bulls second. Cape Town's the big one. Leinster won in the competition, playing the Stormers. And incredible too, given how their season started, also losing at home to the Lions. Can you believe that? They are ranked 2 on the log and they lost to the Lions at home.
I am surprised to see that. Incredible that they've made such an amazing comeback. 1 place 2 at home. Potentially lock in home field advantage in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I see Dobbo's been talking. We need home ground advantage. We need people to come and watch us. How much more do we have to beg people to go watch one of the finest Stormers campaigns that we've seen in the last 2 months?
Yeah.
They're playing sensational rugby.
Yeah.
And at the moment, I think Dobbo may just want to give up home ground advantage and go play the playoffs overseas because I'll get 50,000, 20,000 there. It's just been such a slog to say to people, please come to the DHL Stadium and watch an informed Stormers play. Then 2 o'clock's too early, 6:30's too late. Friday night's not good. Sunday's church day. Come on,
get in there.
I thought we were a rugby city. I thought we were a rugby town.
No, I think people will be there, surely.
Well, I'm going to be there, guys. 6:30 in the evening. I'm going to be there. I'm taking my partner and my son. I'm going to be there. I've even farmed the little one out to the family for that night.
That's fantastic.
A huge night for the Stormers. They're up against Leinster. I blame Based Leinster for leaving 8 of their international at home. I've never said they're weak. They're about the Crusaders.
Sure.
They've always got a good squad of 30 going. Mm-hmm. Traditionally, they've played 2 squads because they've had to play in pro rugby and they've always played in European competitions. They've balanced the 2 and you'd find the strongest Leinster side comes through to play the playoffs.
Sure.
So...
And also, you can't really knock them for wanting to win in Europe.
Of course, you can't knock them. Like I said, they win on all fronts. The competition doesn't win.
Correct.
So the URC, they did them no favours.
Yes.
You know, I want to just clarify that to my mates in Dublin. I'm not knocking what Leinster did.
Yeah, we would do the same
I'm
thing.
thanking them. The Sharks got to win, and the Stormers are going to get a win. Thanks, guys. And unfortunately, they did get the bonus point, so... they will end top of the table.
Yes.
1, and they will then play team number 8. Now what you want is Munster to be that team number 8. Munster to go to Dublin and take them out. Stormers to win all their games and to host the final.
Yes.
So quarter-final, semi-final, final. Woo!
Okay, so now...
I'm getting so excited already.
Don't get ahead of us. I mean, Dobbo's already talking about home semi-final. We first got to get to that home quarter, win that thing. So what I will say is that of the top 8 teams, the Stormers and Sharks are the only sides on a winning run. So there's teams that have got 1 win, but these guys are actually on a hot streak. The Stormers, I think, 6 or 7 in a row. The Sharks have won 3 in a row. And as much as I understand what Leinster's doing, this could blow up in their faces because if the Stormers lock down home field advantage in the quarterfinals and the semis, it's going to take something to come here and win. Something big. Something like Johnny Sexton.
But they won't be coming here for the final then.
Yeah.
Because they may still box.
True that.
What they need 2 more league points
to get out of reach.
2 games.
Yeah.
To end 1.
Well, they're not going to get any this week, so
hopefully they
won't. They play Munster in the finale.
And that should be a cracker, even though it is in Dublin. So yeah, all things to play for. That good old cliche we've brought out. Stormers, consistency in selection, looking good. Galan's been superb coming off the bench.
Starts this week.
Damian Willemse operating between 15 and 12. I love him at 12.
Yeah.
Mani Lebok's playing well. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Herschel Jantjies is the one that just quite hasn't got there yet. But have you seen signs of improvement in his game?
Yeah, I thought so. I think he struggled in the first half of last week's match. But, I mean, he came agonisingly close to scoring 2 tries in that game. There's definitely signs that Herschel's coming back to life, and I think the timing's really good for him, for the Stormers, and for the Springboks.
And with Kobus Reinach out,
exactly.
He's late there. With Kobus Reinach out now,
potential opportunity for him.
So there's Herschel and Faf as the top 2 scrum halves, and then lots to play for with the youngsters here, especially Hendricks at the Sharks, who's probably now
he's got his
next cab off the rank, as they say.
Yeah.
Leinster said they've learned from the Sharks match. They'll be more confrontational. They're youngsters. And I also use that term very lightly, youngsters, because they're not a young side. There's a lot of experience in that side. Still 10 current 10 internationals that they've got in that squad. They're a very good rugby setup.
Sure.
And I mean, they're given all the respect by the teams in South Africa, and it was a massive win for the Sharks. It should have been far more convincing. I know you were giving me running commentary because I was I had load shedding again, and actually couldn't see most of that match. So yeah. How do you see it playing out?
Well, I see Dobbo's talking a lot about giving Leinster the space, or expecting Leinster to execute their phase play that they're so renowned for. And I wonder whether there isn't a bit of trepidation in the Stormers camp that Leinster are going to batten down the hatches, give that ball a lot of air via the boot, and keep things slow and tight. I think that's the Stormers would prefer it not to be that way. I think if Leinster, and we're saying this often now, but if Leinster is a team that's going to try and run at the Stormers on this patch, any turnovers brings Gelant and Willemse and Lebok straight into it. So, yeah, I'm not really sure. I think Steven Kitsoff and Francis Malhabo are going to have a huge impact in the game. Obviously at the set piece, I think that's obviously field position. So how Leinster copes there will set the tone for the rest of the contest, I'd expect.
And if you look at, Francis Malhabo, I love that guy as a prop. Old school. In my Sunday Times column.
I was going to say, you should write a column about it.
Whooping all, France must go to France 2023. I think he's got 2 World Cups left in him. And the field at DHL Stadium is not conducive to scrumming either. It's not like the old Newlands.
Exactly.
So they've really done well. And he really took charge of Ollie Kebbel. And Kebbel had a very good all-round game, by all accounts.
In general play.
But when it came to the set piece, there was only one Meunier, and it was Frans Malhabo. It reminds me, he's got a bit of a cult following, a bit like Tommy Loubser used to have, the late Tommy Loubser. And I remember the one match against Pierre Ribbons, the old province against Northern Transvaal, and Pierre Ribbons was this up-and-coming youngster, came here with a lot of hoo-ha, and Tommy just destroyed him at the set piece and came to the press conference. And as Tommy would in those days, you'd ask him a question in Afrikaans, but he loved to speak English because he said he spoke a delicious English. So he would answer in English, and they asked him about this young man, Pierre Ribbons, and he said, and how he felt the scrum contest went, and he said the key challenge wasn't to scrum him. It was just to keep him in the air, like a helicopter. So when this was put to Pierre Ribbons, his response was, Tommy is a meneer, and come on, sir, say. Translated, he's a sir, he's allowed to say that.
Whatever he wants, yeah.
So yeah, looking forward to that battle, and just looking forward to Damian Willems, Warwick Gelant again working their magic, and Evan Roos having another big game.
Huge.
And if Evan Roos has a big game against Leinster, then he's building on those big games against international opposition. He really must be on Rassie and Jacques Nienaber's radar, despite not going to the alignment camp.
No, absolutely spot on. We've been pretty outspoken about Evan Roos's qualities. I think what is possibly getting overshadowed by Evan Roos playing so well and Lebok and the rest of the guys is the quality of the rest of that Stormers back row. Dion Fourie, we've had a few chats about, but Achieva Daimani, the speed of that guy off the ball, chasing kicks, his contribution in general play, he's been massive as well. It's been a bit of a revival for him in his career because there were a lot of question marks about him after the Lions, and I think he's taken the opportunity at the Stormers with both hands, so that's great to see.
One area where they could potentially struggle at hooker. I know talk of Dion Fourie also playing a role there, but losing Scudder, and just when Scudder starts coming back and actually adding good value, the poor bugger gets injured again. So.
And Leinster are massive line-out teams. If the Stormers have struggles there, that'll massively influence.
What are the bookies saying, mate?
I think the bookies have got the Stormers. To be honest, I don't actually know that for a fact. I haven't checked the numbers.
Fail to prepare, prepare to fail. So they have got the Stormers a slight advantage. There's nothing really in it.
How many points? What's the spread?
Forget the spread, mate.
Mate.
It's cash.
Cash money.
They've got them at an advantage. Cash. Okay? You go to the Money Man's page, he'll tell you just by how much. You follow him on SA Rugby on his Money Man page.
Correct.
He'll give you the odds very close to the game because they do fluctuate once the team selections have also come out. But I have got the Stormers to win, and I've got them to win by a very, very solid 8.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to go a bit lower than you. I'll take 5. I'll take 5 for the Stormers.
But I'm factoring in a good old Damian Willems drop goal for my 8 points, okay?
Okay, fabulous.
But it's going to be tight.
Yeah.
It's going to be very tight. A lot of respect for Leinster.
Yeah, I'm a bit nervous about them.
Well, they're top of the table.
Exactly, mate.
I mean, they're a good side.
Yeah.
And, the Sharks should have shut them out when they were down to 13 In Durban, they didn't, and they got away with something there because that other referees would have given that.
Yep.
I don't know who's going to be in the TMO box. I hope to God it's not Maurice Jonke. He's an embarrassment at the moment. He has been since the Lions series. How he didn't see Fussie's footing play. And, we looked at the referees again and the TMOs and touch judges. Regardless of the Connacht win, 33-30 against the Lions, it had to be a penalty to the Lions in their last scrum of the game. The flank is scrumming in on the prop. He's hooking the ball back. The touch judge says nothing. The TMO says nothing. That was a top of the table clash. Huge consequences. So officials continue to get it wrong. No consequence. We'll keep on talking about it.
Correct.
Nothing really changes. So Lions Benetton, who you got to win there?
Oh, I'm going to go home teams the whole way around. I'm going to give it to the Lions, but again, Benetton have certainly put up a lot more fight than we expected. So
I think it's going to be a cracker, 38-36.
Yeah, I think it'll be a shootout.
Yeah, and I'll give it to the Lions as well.
How many?
By 2 points.
38-36.
I've even called the score. Yeah, a squeaker. A thriller up north. Bulls, I think the Bulls will win comfortably by 20.
Yeah, I think Glasgow's fired their best shot.
They have, and they fired it in the first 15 minutes in Cape Town.
Yeah.
That was their tour, so they'll go down by 20. Bulls, I thought, were terrible in that first half against Benetton. And against a better side overseas, you can't have the slow starts. We saw that in that opening game when they were 17-3 down after 50 minutes against Leinster, and they just could never get back into that game.
Correct.
Have to start better, and then the Sharks.
Connacht.
Connacht!
The dark horses.
You've got to say the Sharks must win, and they must get the bonus point.
They must, but will they?
Yes, they will.
Okay, great.
They will, and they'll win by 10 points.
You are bullish today.
I'm bullish for the South Africans. We're going to go with another South African all-4 win.
I love it.
It was 12-1 the odds last week on a South African all-4 win, and it got to 3 wins and a 33-30 defeat. And if you look collectively at the table, I think it's 25 wins to the South, 14 to the North. You've got to ask yourself, do we really want them in our competition?
What value are they adding?
What value add do they bring to the
Listen,
team?
speaking of
Leinster,
which...
you can stay, the rest have got to go.
Speaking of which, value add, etc. We got out of Super Rugby, which we thought had no value for a long time. In hindsight, I know you wrote a column about this. Just your thoughts on us getting out of Super Rugby.
It's the best thing that's ever happened. One, I don't switch on the telly at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning feeling depressed because we've taken 40.
Yes.
I don't start my Friday midday thinking, what a shit start to the weekend because we've taken 2 pumpkins already.
Yeah.
I see that happen to the Aussie teams now. I see that happen to Fiji and Pacifica. The Samoan team, it's like, it's wonderful. I don't have to watch rugby if I don't want to at 6 in the morning, 9 in the morning, and at 11:45.
Yeah.
I say get us out of the rugby championship as well. Put us in the expanded 6 nations to 7 nations. And we see the All Blacks and the Wallabies. Let's see you guys at the World Cup if you ever make it to the semi-final or final.
If they make it.
Imagine that. The only time we ever played the All Blacks was at a World Cup. It'd be magnificent.
Yeah, I would miss them in the Rugby Championship, but I'm with you on this on Super
Our
Rugby.
63% would be 75%.
Yeah, absolutely. Our win rate would go up, that's for sure.
Thank God we're not in Super Rugby anymore. They are missing us,
Yeah.
but I'm certainly not missing them.
Yeah,
URC, that's the tournament for me. Lovely to see a South African team second and to see South African teams 3 of the 4.
And next year this time in Europe.
In Europe,
in the playoffs.
And I can't wait for the European competition because the variety, playing the French teams,
Exactly.
playing the English teams.
Being able to moan about French refs again. Yes.
It'd be wonderful, man. Stormers to win. Get to Cape Town.
Yeah, get in
You
there.
in Durban, just give your team some support. I know it's a hassle to get to Emirates Airline Park, but you know what? Get a mate, put on the armour protection and get there. And then obviously Pretoria, hier kom jy balla. A blow bull, eet nie van die vloer af nie. Get there, support Jake White, Marcel Couture and the boys.
Yes, good call.
And this log is so incredible that if one of the top 3 teams stumble, they could be 8th by Saturday night, the other team could be 2nd.
Correct.
So an incredible tournament when you get 1 league win that separates 2 to 8 with 2 rounds to play. That's a tournament that's going to become a very much winning one.
Yeah, I agree.
Thanks, Zels.
Nice, Mark.